Hi there, welcome back to the Amoretti Test Kitchen. My name is Lauren and it is officially fall. So I'm gonna start breaking out some more warm flavors in all of my recipes. So today we're gonna be using one of my personal favorites, our burnt sugar extract. And we're gonna be using this in an earthquake cake. So this is a very simple cake. It's basically the cake is kind of combined with the frosting. So we're gonna make our cake portion and then we're going to make a cream cheese frosting portion. But rather than frosting it on top of the finished cake, we are going to dollop it into the cake batter and swirl it in. So once it comes out of the oven, it gives you kind of like an earthquake cracky effect. It's super cool, really fun to look at, and pretty easy to make. So first off, let's get started with the cake portion of this recipe. I'm using just a regular triple chocolate cake mix. And I'm going to, before putting that into our bowl, I'm going to add in all of our wet ingredients. So right here I have some vegetable oil. Next up, just some filtered water. Three eggs. And I'm also going to add in some of our espresso coffee artisan to the cake batter. If you've ever added coffee flavor to your chocolate confections, you know that it really helps to just really boost that chocolate flavor. And that's what we want with this cake. We want a bold, rich chocolate cake with a nice burnt sugar icing. So we're gonna add in 2 teaspoons of this. You don't need much because this is pretty strong. And if you do really want to emphasize the coffee flavor of this rather than just an enhancement, you can add maybe about a tablespoon. That will give you enhancing the richness of the chocolate, but you'll also get some really nice coffee notes. I'm just gonna mix this all together now. Okay, perfect. Now let's add in our cake mix. All right, perfect. Our cake batter is done. It is time to put it in our pan. But before I do that, I'm going to sprinkle the bottom of it with some chocolate chips to add a nice extra burst of chocolate to this. And this is pre-greased. Always make sure to grease your cake pans before you put anything into it. I'm just gonna pour in my cake batter. Beautiful. I'm just going to make sure this is all evenly distributed throughout my pan here. All right, perfect. I'm just gonna set this aside and we are going to make our earthquake icing filling. Let's move on to our filling. The first step here is to melt together some unsalted butter and some cream cheese. So we're gonna put those into our pot and turn it on, heat it up, and mix it together until it's all melted and combined. Our butter and cream cheese is nice and combined. You can see it's nice, it's creamy, it's fluffy, there's no lumps or anything in there. So that's when you'll know it's time to get it off the heat and add in your flavors. So first off, I'm actually going to add in some of our vanilla bean artisan flavor. As you guys know, or maybe you don't know if you haven't seen my videos before, but I love our vanilla bean artisan. It's such a great touch to literally any dish you make because it actually contains the real vanilla beans. So you get that depth of flavor and also it gets a little touch of authenticity with it, which I really love, especially I love this in like creme brulee. If you get a creme brulee and you actually see those vanilla bean specks, you know that's gonna be really good. So I'm just doing 1 tablespoon. And next, we are going to add the star of the show, our burnt sugar extract. I absolutely love this flavor. It has such a nice, warm, deep, caramelized flavor to it. It is so delicious, and you really don't need much to add a nice burst of flavor to any dish that you're adding it to. And this is great for the fall, the holidays, when we're kind of working with more warm flavors. We're not so much into the passion fruits and strawberries. We want something, you know, kind of comforting. This will do all of that. So I'm just gonna do 1 teaspoon. Perfect. Oh my gosh, I can't even like describe how potent this is. It smells so good already. All right, let's mix that in. As you can see, you can definitely see those vanilla bean specks in here. It's really nice. And we're not done yet. Any frosting is going to need some sugar, right? So I have about 3.5 cups of sugar here, powdered sugar. I'm just gonna add this in increments. Or not. We're just gonna go for it today. That's okay. We'll add the last bit in just a second. Let's just get this nice and mixed. All right, let's add in the rest. All right, perfect. Now let's just scoop this onto our cake, give it a swirl, and pop it into the oven. So I'm just gonna dollop this onto the cake here, and then we'll swirl it in. All right, I'm going to pop this into the oven for about 45 minutes and we'll take it out, let it cool, and give it a try. Our cake is done baking. It was in the oven for about 45-50 minutes. I've let it cool down a little bit. It came out absolutely gorgeous. You can see the nice little like cracks in there where we put our cream cheese filling. So without further ado, let's give this a taste. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. I cannot tell you how many people walked by when this was in the oven baking and said, oh my gosh, what are you making? That smells so good. Can I have some? Like, you gotta wait. All right. Let's get a slice. This slice looks pretty promising right here. In this cake, it comes out so nice and moist, especially on the bottom there. You get a nice like chocolate layer and our frosting cream cheese layer. All right, guys, look at that. That looks so good, gooey chocolate deliciousness. This is literally everything I could have dreamed this cake would be. The chocolate part is so rich. You get great notes of those chocolate chips in there. And then the filling itself, so good. That burnt sugar really shines through and really adds some depth and more flavor to this recipe. So I really hope that you give it a try at home. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, feel free to play around with the flavors. You can swap out the espresso for any of our other artisans, as well as the burnt sugar extract. If you want to try caramel, that would be great. Salted caramel, maybe some pumpkin spice since we're in the fall. Or also another one of my personal favorites, our dark spice. I think our dark spice would be absolutely delicious in this recipe. So again, let us know in the comments what you think about it. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss a new recipe like this, tips and tricks, or testimonial videos from our amazing customers. Also be sure to follow us on social media at Amoretti on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, and Twitter. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.